I thought you said somewhere quiet, I said, smiling as I sat down. Adrian didn't smile back. It is quiet. I laughed softly. You always do this before surprises. You act serious first. He folded his hands. Lena, listen first. My chest tightened. You're scaring me. I don't want to scare you. Then don't start sentences like that. A woman walked toward our table. Elegant dress. Calm face. Perfect posture. Adrian stood. Vanessa, this is Lena. I blinked. Hi. She nodded politely. Nice to finally meet you. I looked at him. Why are we meeting someone on our anniversary? He didn't answer immediately. I felt the air change. Adrian. I whispered. He exhaled slowly. I didn't bring you here to celebrate. My fingers curled around the gift box in my lap. Then why am I here? I needed you to hear this directly. Hear what? Vanessa remained standing. I wished she wouldn't. I'm getting married, he said. I laughed once. Very funny. No one laughed with me. I felt my throat dry. Wait, what? To Vanessa, he continued. I stared at her ring, then at him. You're joking. I'm not. I shook my head. We live together. I'll arrange everything. Arrange what? My voice rose. My disappearance? Please keep your voice down. Don't tell me to keep my voice down. Vanessa spoke softly. Maybe I should. No, I said, not looking at her. Stay. Apparently, this involves you. Adrian leaned forward. Lena, I need stability now. I am stability. Your emotion. I froze. He continued gently, like explaining to a child. My career requires peace. No conflict. No uncertainty. I supported you for 6 years. And I'm grateful. Grateful. The word cut deeper than anger. So, I'm a phase? I asked. You're important to me. Past tense important. He hesitated. That was my answer. I whispered. Why? He rubbed his temple. We struggle. We argue about money. About future plans. I can't build a family like this. And with her you can? Vanessa met my eyes calmly. Our families align. Our expectations align. I laughed bitterly. So love doesn't align? Adrian said quietly, love isn't enough long term. Silence sat heavy on the table. I pushed the gift toward him. Open it. He didn't touch it. You don't have to. Open it. He opened the box. Inside was a watch engraved, to forever, Lena. His hand trembled slightly. I bought that yesterday, I said softly. I thought forever was a plan, not a negotiation. He closed the box. I hope you understand, he said. I nodded slowly. I understand perfectly. I stood up. You're calm, he said. I'm learning quickly. Vanessa whispered. I'm sorry. I finally looked at her. You didn't steal him. He walked. Adrian stood. How will you get home? I picked up my coat. I arrived alone. Lena. Don't, I said. You chose peace. I won't disturb it. I walked outside. Rain hit immediately. I didn't run. I didn't cry. I just walked, holding the watch box tightly in my hand, realizing love and usefulness were never the same thing to him. I stood in the apartment doorway holding a box. Take the plates too, Maya said behind me. You paid for them. I picked them. I corrected quietly. He paid. She crossed her arms. Same difference. I walked inside slowly. The couch still smelled like his cologne. Maya watched me freeze. Don't do that. Don't stand there remembering. I'm not remembering, I whispered. I'm locating where my life used to be. She grabbed a cushion and shoved it into the box. Good. Then pack it. I picked up the framed photo from the shelf. Us laughing in cheap sunlight. My throat burned. Throw it, Maya said gently. I can't. You have to. I can't yet. I placed it face down inside the box. My phone rested on the table. I stared at it. Maya sighed. You want to call him? No. Lena. I just want to hear his voice once without goodbye in it. She didn't stop me. I pressed call. The ringing felt louder than thunder. 1 ring. 2. 3. Voicemail. My lips parted, but no words came out. I hung up. Maya whispered. What did you expect? I don't know, I said. Maybe hesitation. We packed in silence. I opened the wardrobe. His shirts were gone. Only empty hangers. That's efficient, Maya muttered. Peaceful, I said bitterly. She hugged me suddenly. You can cry. I'm tired of crying. That night, she pushed a plate toward me. Eat. I'm not hungry. Eat, or I will call your brother. I picked up the fork. You're aggressive. You're disappearing. I forced a bite. She watched like a guard. You'll sleep too, she added. I don't think my brain has an off button anymore. It will. Bodies shut down eventually. I lay in bed staring at the ceiling. Morning came without sleep. My phone buzzed with a message notification. Maya read it first. Her face stiffened. What? I asked. She hesitated. News post. Say it. Adrian Blake engaged to Vanessa Whitmore. I laughed softly. 2 weeks. Maya grabbed my hand. Don't read comments. I want to. I scrolled anyway. Perfect couple. Power marriage. Beautiful future. I locked the screen. I wasn't replaced because I was bad, I said slowly. Maya stayed quiet. I was replaced because I was not useful. You were loved, she said firmly. No, I answered. I was comfortable until better comfort appeared. I opened my contacts. His name sat there like a living thing. Maya whispered, You don't have to delete it today. I do. My thumb hovered. I pressed delete. The number vanished. I stared at the empty space. Done, I said. Are you okay? No, I replied honestly. I leaned back against the wall and closed my eyes. His number repeated inside my mind, automatically. I sighed. That's annoying. What? I memorized it. Maya squeezed my shoulder. I whispered to the dark room. I will forget you. Silence answered me. I already knew I was lying. Lena, this is the 3rd missed deadline, my manager said. I know. I'll finish tonight. You said that yesterday. I'll stay all night. He shook his head. You're not present anymore. I am trying. Trying isn't working. I gripped my notebook. Please give me 1 more week. He sighed. I already did. My chest tightened. You're firing me? I'm letting you rest. That's a polite word for it. You need it. I need rent, I whispered. He looked away. I'm sorry. I packed my desk slowly. No one spoke to me. That silence felt heavier than anger. Outside, I called Maya. They fired me, I said. She inhaled sharply. Come home. We'll figure it out. I don't want to go home yet. Then walk. But don't disappear. I won't. I didn't realize how expensive breathing was until bills stacked on my table. Electricity notice. Internet notice. Final notice. I stared at numbers until they blurred. There was a knock. I opened the door. Daniel? My brother held a grocery bag. You look smaller. Compliment. Observation. He walked inside and placed an envelope on the table. What's that? Nothing. I opened it. Cash. I pushed it back. No. He pushed it toward me again. Temporary. I'll pay you back. I didn't say loan. I need it to be. He nodded once. Then it is. We sat quietly. You don't ask questions, I said. You don't want to answer. I smiled faintly. Fair. That night, I tried working freelance in a cafe. Words wouldn't stay straight. Hours passed. My vision blurred. The screen doubled. I whispered, focus. My hands trembled. Then darkness tilted sideways. Hey. Can you hear me? A male voice. I blinked slowly. Ceiling lights. You fainted, he said calmly. I sat up. I'm fine. You're not. I just stood too fast. You were sitting. I rubbed my forehead. Okay, maybe I skipped lunch. And dinner probably, he replied. I looked at the stranger across from me. Are you a doctor? Lawyer. Ethan. Lena. He slid a glass of water. Drink.
I did.
You look exhausted, he added. I've looked worse. You look like someone holding breath for months. I laughed weakly. That accurate? Yes. I waited for sympathy. It didn't come. Instead, he said, You don't look weak. You look interrupted. I frowned. Interrupted? Like life paused mid-sentence. I stared at the table. I forgot how to continue it. Then don't continue the old sentence, he said. Start a different one. I exhaled slowly. I kept trying to fix what ended. That's expensive, he replied. So, is starting over. But stable. I watched the steam from his coffee. I don't want happiness right now, I admitted. Good, he said. I blinked. Good. Happiness is unreliable. Stability is negotiable. For the first time, no one treated me fragile. No pity. No careful tone. Just practical truth. I picked up my laptop again. What are you doing? He asked. Working, I answered. Slowly. He nodded once. Better goal. I typed a new document and whispered to myself, I'll stop chasing happiness. My fingers steadied. I'll build something that doesn't leave. Answer clearly, Mr. Grant said, sliding a file toward me. Why did this client lose revenue? I looked at the pages. Poor supply timing and emotional branding. He raised an eyebrow. Emotional? They sell reliability, but respond late. Customers feel ignored. He leaned back. You were unemployed? Yes. Good. Less ego. I still have some. We'll remove it. My job title was assistant analyst. My duties were everything nobody wanted. Coffee, he said. I handed it over. Too much sugar. You didn't specify. You will learn anticipation. I'm learning patience, I replied. He almost smiled. Days passed in small humiliations. Rewrite this report, he ordered. It's correct. It's readable, not persuasive. I rewrote it 4 times. At lunch I sat alone, staring at my phone. Maya texted. Did you check his profile again? I locked the screen. No. I deleted the shortcut that led me there. Small victory. That evening Mr. Grant dropped another folder. Proposal draft. I'm not assigned proposals. You are now. I opened it cautiously. Numbers, structure, strategy. Something inside me woke quietly. I can improve this, I said. Then do it. I worked late rewriting tone, structure, negotiation angles. Next morning, he read silently. I waited. He placed it down. Who taught you this? No one. I just listened to what companies actually fear. And what is that? Uncertainty. He nodded slowly. Continue. For the first time, work didn't feel like survival. It felt like control. Weeks passed. I stopped typing Adrian's name into search bars. Not discipline, just lack of interest. My phone rang one night. Unknown number. Hello. Soft crying answered me. Lena, a familiar voice whispered. Margaret. I shouldn't call. Are you okay? I'm sorry, she sobbed. He hurt you. I leaned against the wall. Please don't apologize for him. I loved you like family. I know. He says it was necessary. I closed my eyes. Necessary for his peace. He doesn't sleep, she said quietly. I paused. That's not my responsibility anymore. I know, but I needed to tell you, you were never the problem. My throat tightened. Thank you. I wish I had courage earlier. You loved your son. And you loved him more gently than he deserved. We stayed silent. Are you happy? She asked. I thought carefully. I'm stable. That sounds stronger. It is. After the call, I opened my laptop and continued writing a proposal. My reflection showed in the black screen. I whispered, I loved him. The words felt calm. Then I added softly, but I left myself while doing it. I saved the document. For the first time, breathing felt like something I owned again. Start from the beginning, Mr. Grant said. Why should we keep this client? Because they're not losing money, I replied. They're losing trust. The client director frowned. Those are the same. They feel the same, I corrected. But they're fixed differently. Mr. Grant tapped the table. Go on. They promise speed, I said, pointing at the report. But their contracts reward caution. Customers feel lied to. So, we advertise faster delivery? The director asked. No, I said calmly. We admit we're careful. Silence filled the room. You want us to tell clients we're slower? He asked. I want you to tell them you're precise, I answered. Mr. Grant leaned back. Explain the benefit. Expectation changes satisfaction, I said. If you promise speed and deliver safety, people complain. Promise safety and deliver safety, people stay. Ethan opened his folder beside me. Legally, that also lowers refund disputes. The director looked between us. And contracts. We add verification checkpoints, I said. Charge for assurance, not urgency. Mr. Grant nodded slowly. You're selling confidence. Yes. The director sighed. We try it. 3 weeks later the phone rang in the meeting room. I answered. Hello. Renewal signed, the director shouted. And 2 referrals. I muted the call. Mr. Grant looked at me. Your strategy holds. Ethan gave a small approving nod. You predicted behavior, not numbers. I shrugged lightly. People are predictable when scared. After the meeting, Ethan walked beside me outside. You don't celebrate? He asked. I prefer consistency. You're different from the cafe night, he said. I'm sleeping now. That helps. Months moved quickly. Meetings stacked. Chairs turned toward me before decisions. What do you think, Lena? Became normal. One afternoon, Maya ran into the office without knocking. You're in the news, she said. I'm in a meeting, I whispered. Read this. I looked at her phone. Consultant redefines client retention strategy. Halfway down, my name. I blinked once. They quoted me correctly. Maya stared. That's your reaction? What should it be? Shock. Pride? Screaming? I feel balanced. Mr. Grant cleared his throat. Is publicity accurate? Yes. Good. Accuracy saves explanations. Later I received an email. Olivia Chen. Why focus on emotional trust rather than pricing? I typed, because customers forgive cost faster than dishonesty. Her reply came, clear philosophy. Practical philosophy, I wrote back. Another article published the next week. This time my name was in the title. Coworkers greeted me differently. Morning, Lena. Not assistant. Not new hire. Just Lena. Daniel messaged. Saw your article. I answered. Still owe you money. He replied. Investment paying off. At lunch someone said, clients are requesting you directly. I nodded. Schedule them. That evening, in the hallway, 2 consultants talked quietly. Blake Holdings lost another contract. I paused but didn't turn. Even with Whitmore partnership? Apparently strategy conflicts. I walked to the elevator. Maya called later. Did you hear? Yes. How do you feel? I thought carefully. Like hearing weather in another city. Not personal anymore? Not survivable anymore either, I said softly. I opened my laptop and reviewed tomorrow's proposal. My name sat on the document header. It felt normal. No victory. No revenge. Just quiet, steady peace. The receptionist called me. Someone is here asking for you. Client. He didn't say. I walked to the lobby and stopped. Adrian stood near the window. For a moment my mind searched for old reactions. None came. Hi, he said carefully. Hello, I answered. I was nearby. You're not nearby, I said calmly. Your office is across the district. He smiled awkwardly. Business meeting. Congratulations. You found the building. He studied me. You look well. I sleep now. We stood in quiet air. Can we talk? He asked. We are talking. He rubbed his hands together. Somewhere private? This is professional space. He nodded slowly. Right. I gestured to the chairs. We sat facing each other like strangers negotiating. I read about your projects, he said. Many people do. I mean, I'm glad. Thank you. He hesitated. You didn't call after that night. You asked for peace. His eyes flickered. You gave it easily. It wasn't easy. Just necessary. He leaned forward. Are you angry?
No.
Really? I said. Then I became busy. Silence stretched. You changed, he said quietly. I held his gaze.
No.
I stopped begging. His expression shifted, not pain, not defense. Something uncertain. I never thought you begged, he replied. I did. Just politely. He looked at the floor. I thought you depended on me. I did, I said simply. That was the mistake. He exhaled. You sound different. I sound rested. He gave a faint laugh that didn't last. People mention you often now. That happens in business circles. It's strange hearing your name in meetings. Names travel. He nodded slowly. I wanted to see if you were okay. I am stable. That's enough. For me. Another pause. Do you hate me? He asked.
No.
Nothing. Distance, I said. That's all. He leaned back, studying me like a puzzle missing instructions. I expected shouting, he admitted. I already did that in my head months ago. He almost smiled, then stopped. You seem peaceful. I worked for it. He stood reluctantly. I won't disturb your work. You're not. At the door he paused. Lena. Yes. I'm glad you're doing well. I hope you find what you were protecting, I replied. He looked confused but nodded anyway. After he left, the office felt the same as before. Mr. Grant walked past. Visitor finished? Yes. Distraction?
No.
Confirmation. He raised an eyebrow but didn't ask more. I returned to my desk and continued writing without shaking hands. My breathing stayed steady. I didn't know that somewhere else he lay awake replaying my calm voice, hearing my name louder in silence than any argument we ever had. Ethan placed the contract on the table. Last chance to reconsider partnership. I already considered, I said. Ownership means risk. So does staying small. He nodded once, then sign. I signed my name slowly. He smiled faintly. Welcome to Reed and Carter Consulting. Carter and Reed sounds better. We negotiated alphabetical fairness. I laughed softly. Fine. The office was small. 2 desks, 1 meeting room. Too much sunlight. Noah walked in holding a folder nervously. I'm early. You're hired, I said. He blinked. That was fast. You already proved reliability in your previous reports. He straightened. I won't disappoint you. Don't aim for me, I said. Aim for clarity. He nodded seriously. Weeks passed in steady rhythm. Clients came because of referrals, not marketing. One meeting ended with a handshake. Your partner recommended you, the client said. Blake Holdings couldn't solve this. I kept my expression neutral. Let's focus on your numbers. After they left, Noah asked carefully, You know that company? Yes. Personal history? Educational history. He didn't ask again. Maya visited carrying coffee. Boss lady now. Busy lady, I corrected. Still not angry? I thought. No energy for it. That's growth, she said. Maybe. Calls increased. Emails multiplied. During a conference call, a voice said, We heard your name from Whitmore Group negotiations. My hand paused briefly over the keyboard. Glad reputation travels, I answered calmly. Later that evening, Margaret called. He hears about you constantly, she said softly. I don't plan it. I know. But every meeting, every report, I listen quietly. He reacts each time, she added. That's his process. She sighed. Vanessa notices. I leaned back in my chair. That's between them. You're kinder than expected. I'm indifferent, not kind. At another meeting, a client laughed. Your strategy fixed what Blake couldn't. I replied, different approaches work for different teams. Noah whispered after they left, You always stay respectful. Conflict wastes clarity. Days later, Ethan said, You've stopped checking industry gossip. I stopped caring. That's dangerous for competitors, he said. Why? Because calm people don't make mistakes. I smiled slightly. My phone buzzed with a message from Maya. Saw your interview clip. You looked peaceful. I typed back. I am. She replied. That's the best revenge. I stared at the words. Revenge didn't feel sharp. It felt repetitive. My name in meetings. My name in emails. My name in negotiations. No effort from me. Just existence. I closed my laptop at the end of the day. Long hours, Noah said. Steady ones, I answered. As I turned off the office lights, I realized something simple. I had stopped hating Adrian weeks ago. And that was exactly when the consequences truly began. The ballroom lights were too bright. Noah whispered, breathe. You look like you're negotiating with oxygen. I prefer spreadsheets, I replied. Ethan adjusted his tie. Just talk normally. I am normal. You're reciting statistics and greetings. I exhaled. Fine. I turned and saw them. Adrian beside Vanessa. Perfect posture. Perfect clothes. No conversation. Their silence was louder than the music. Noah followed my gaze. Do we leave? No, I said calmly. We attend. Vanessa noticed me first. Her smile froze for a fraction. Adrian turned. For a second, the room disappeared. Then it didn't. I nodded politely. Good evening. Vanessa responded, congratulations on your recent projects. Thank you. Adrian opened his mouth but said nothing. Noah asked, shall we greet the investors? Yes. We moved away. Ethan murmured, you handled that well. I handled a situation, I said. During speeches, I felt eyes on my back repeatedly. After the applause, I stepped onto the balcony for air. Cold night. Quiet city. Footsteps approached. I hoped you'd come outside, Adrian said. I needed silence. So did I. We stood apart. He asked softly, are you avoiding me? I'm living normally. That feels like avoidance. It feels like peace. He leaned on the railing. Can I ask something honestly? You usually do. Were you happier before or now? I thought carefully. Now, I answered. He looked surprised. Even after everything? Yes. Why? Because no one owns my peace. The words settled between us. He stared at the street below. I thought stability would feel calmer. And it feels monitored. I didn't reply. I traded chaos for quiet, he continued, but quiet feels empty. Comfort isn't connection, I said gently. He rubbed his hands. I convinced myself love was pressure. Love requires effort, I replied. Control requires less. He gave a faint, tired laugh. I chose easy. Did it stay easy?
No.
Footsteps echoed behind the glass doors. Vanessa's silhouette paused inside. Adrian didn't notice. I thought success would silence doubt, he said. Instead it repeats your name everywhere. I didn't plan that. I know. He looked at me finally. Do you ever miss us? I respect what we were, I answered. But I don't want it back. His shoulders lowered slightly. That honest, he asked. That kind. Vanessa stepped onto the balcony quietly. I heard her breath stop. I needed you once, I added softly. Now I need myself. She turned away before we faced her. Adrian followed my gaze too late. Was someone there? He asked. Good night, Adrian, I said. I walked back inside past Vanessa, without stopping. She didn't speak to me, but she didn't look at him either. The music resumed, yet the tension followed them like an unfinished sentence. And for the first time, the life he chose didn't look peaceful at all. The phone rang late. I didn't answer. Maya peeked from the kitchen. That was Adrian. I know. Do you want to call back?
No.
I returned to my laptop. Clients' names glowed in my inbox. Reed and Carter Consulting. One subject line read, proposal accepted. Another, thank you, Lena. Your guidance saved us. I typed responses calmly, letting the messages flow without hesitation. My phone buzzed again. Unknown number. I ignored it. A knock came on the door. Margaret. Lena, she whispered, stepping inside. I can't stay away anymore. You're always welcome. She sat on the sofa. I know you've heard rumors. I hear many things. He calls constantly, she said softly. Barely sleeps. Asks about you. I didn't flinch. What does he want? Margaret shook her head. Not you. Not truly. He wants the life he had before. You mean the life where he felt human? Yes. And that life included me, I said, voice steady. But that doesn't exist anymore. I know, she whispered. He regrets more than I thought possible. I sipped my tea quietly. Regret doesn't rebuild bridges. Not the ones burned calmly and deliberately. He called last night, she added. I told him you didn't answer. I didn't. He was desperate. And he isn't asking for forgiveness, she said. He's asking for what he can't have. I set the cup down. Then he must learn the lesson quietly. Margaret's eyes glistened. It's cruel. Necessary, I corrected. He chose comfort over connection. He lost both. He's trying anyway, she whispered. Trying doesn't mean reaching, I said firmly. Especially not after neglecting what was offered freely. Margaret nodded. And the firm? Our clients trust clarity more than charm, I replied. They come to me because I deliver. They're leaving Adrian?
Yes.
And he knows it. He calls you, still hoping. I don't pick up, I said simply. The past is instructive, not negotiable. He wants to remember, Margaret said softly, the warmth before the betrayal. And it's too late, I said. Warmth isn't for people who abandoned it. She sighed. You're merciless. I am careful, I corrected. Mercy is for those still capable of choice. He chose his path. He's in pain, she said. Pain isn't mine to soothe, I replied. It's his teacher now. Margaret hesitated. You've moved far. I've moved beyond needing approval, I said. Beyond needing apology. I exist independently now. Silence filled the room. Margaret nodded once and left quietly. I returned to my work. Emails, the contracts, the confirmations. Late at night, my phone vibrated again. Adrian. I didn't answer. I knew he wasn't calling to reconcile. He was calling to hear the echo of the life he had taken for granted. And it was gone. Too late, the office was empty. I was reviewing a client's proposal when the knock came. Lena? His voice sounded older, quieter. I'm here, I said without looking up. I need to talk, he said. I leaned back slowly. Then talk. He stepped inside and shut the door behind him. I didn't know how to say it, he began. Back then, I left because I was afraid. Afraid of what? I asked calmly. Afraid of struggling together, he admitted. I thought love would survive easier if we both succeeded first. I nodded slowly. And it didn't.
No.
Success removed meaning. Everything felt hollow. I thought stability would replace the void, but it didn't. You lost the life we had for an illusion of ease, I said. He swallowed. I see that now. And I'm sorry. Truly. Sorry? I echoed softly. That's a small word for years of absence. I know. I don't expect anything, he said. Not forgiveness. Not reconciliation. I just needed you to know. I studied him. The sharp arrogance, the prideful posture, now softened into something fragile. Do you regret it? I asked. I regret leaving, he said honestly. I don't regret you. Just the way I handled us. Then you understand, I said slowly, that you traded something irreplaceable for comfort and you failed. Yes, he admitted. Completely. I lost more than I realized until it was gone. You want to fix it?
No.
I can't. He paused, searching my face. I wanted to apologize before it's too late. I inhaled deeply. Then hear this. I forgive you. His eyes widened. Forgive me? Yes, I said steadily. Not to reunite. Not to let you off easy. But to free myself. Forgiveness is mine, not yours. He looked down, swallowing. I don't deserve it. Maybe, I said. But I do. I forgive you because holding on to anger no longer serves me. Closure is mine, Adrian, not your rescue. He nodded slowly, taking a step back. I understand. You'll remember this moment differently, I said. You'll hope it leads somewhere for you. But it doesn't. It only exists for me. I see that, he whispered. I hope you learn what you lost, I added softly. Not from my mercy, but from your choices. He nodded again, voice quiet. We'll try. I gestured toward the door. You should go. He hesitated. Thank you. For understanding the difference between forgiveness and convenience, I said. He turned and left without another word. I exhaled slowly. My shoulders felt lighter. The office was silent again. No calls. No interruptions. I closed the proposal in front of me. And for the first time in years, I knew peace wasn't given. It was claimed. And I had claimed it entirely. The office buzzed with energy. Noah leaned over my desk. Lena, client feedback is glowing again. They're happy? I asked calmly. They love the results. Praising your strategy specifically. I smiled faintly.
Good.
Let's keep it that way. Ethan appeared with a folder. Olivia Chen just published another article. I raised an eyebrow. About me? Yes, he said, sliding it across the table. I opened the tablet. From Heartbreak to Boardroom. Lena Carter's rise in consulting. The words were mine. Every struggle, every small victory, every moment of growth detailed carefully. Maya's message buzzed. Your story inspires everyone. I typed back. Then we keep inspiring. Clients called, emails poured in, meetings scheduled themselves around my name. Miss Carter, your insight changed our projections, a client said. I appreciate that, I replied. Let's focus on the next steps. Noah whispered. You hear that? Not your team or assistant. They said your name. I nodded. Words matter when backed by action. Another client conference. Lena, how did you navigate this? Carefully, I answered. And decisively. The praise piled up. Resilience, independence, growth. I ignored the flattery. My work was enough. Later, in the elevator, a reporter asked, your story reaches so many. How do you handle the attention? I focus on outcomes, I said. And not on the past. Not anymore. Evenings brought texts from Margaret. He hears your name constantly. I know, I replied. Meetings, media, clients. He's reminded every day. Yes, I said. But it's not about him anymore. I leaned back at my desk. My reflection in the dark screen showed calm eyes. Not the broken girl he left. Not the one who begged for attention.
Just me.
Important. Recognized. Independent. Somewhere else, Adrian heard the same name repeated. In calls, in presentations, in conversations. Everywhere he once imagined he had control, my presence filled the room instead. Not as his ex. Not as a memory. As someone who mattered. I whispered softly to myself, not proud, not vengeful. I exist on my own terms now. And that was the moment he truly lost me that I saw him across the park. Years had passed. The city felt smaller somehow. Adrian stood by a bench, looking older. Tired lines etched his face, but his posture was calm. I slowed. He noticed me. Lena, he said softly. Adrian, I replied. I wanted peace, he said, voice low. You became it. I shook my head gently.
No.
I found it. He looked down, then back at me. There was a faint smile, but no expectation. We walked in silence for a moment, letting the crowd move around us. He started, then stopped.
Nothing needed saying.
You're well, I said finally. So are you, he replied. Better than I imagined. I nodded. Good for you. We reached a crosswalk. Our paths diverged. Take care, Lena, he said. You too, Adrian. And just like that, we turned in opposite directions. No anger. No pleading. No memory pulling me backward. Just closure. I felt my shoulders relax for the first time in years. At home, I sat on my bed. The city lights blinked softly outside the window. For a long while I did nothing. No thoughts of him. No replaying old conversations. I pulled the blanket over myself. And finally, I slept. Without remembering him. Without longing. Without regret. Peace was quiet. Peace was mine. I closed my eyes fully, letting the calm settle into every corner of me. No echoes of the past. No whispers of what could have been. Only stillness. Only me. Only peace.